Alright guys, now we're on to our second paragraph. So far, we have introduced the title of the novel, we've introduced the protagonist, we've briefly kind of explained what's going on, and now the second part, this second whole paragraph, which is this back half of the sheet here, this one is talking in a little bit more in depth, not hugely in depth, but a little bit more in depth about what it is that's going on with the protagonist. Okay? Notice that it says indent, new paragraph, right here. This is for when you actually type it out. For right now, it's just a little reminder that this is your whole second new paragraph that you're starting. You can either indent 5 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the space bar, or hit tab once and it'll automatically go 5 spaces, okay? What I'd like you to do, just to help you, is to turn your page this way, make a nice big bracket here, and put paragraph number 2. Okay? Paragraph number 2. And again, this entire paragraph is just talking about what it is that's going on with the protagonist in a little bit more detail. Let's see if this will help a little bit. There we go. Okay. So again, just like the front part of the page, you are going to use these little hints underneath here. Describe the protagonist's main problem in the novel. This should be 4 to 5 sentences. Do not tell the ending of the story. This is really important, okay, because we want this person to perhaps want to read this book, okay? So, once again, these lines are for filling in 4 to 5 sentences describing what the protagonist's main problem. This would be a great place to stop and pause the video and go ahead and do that right now. Okay, hopefully you're back, and now let's go on to the next situation. Okay, so this is set up a little bit like ACE. This is right here talking about the protagonist. The next part is find a piece of text that helps further describe or support your description about the protagonist and the main problems, and use MLA citing. Okay? So this is when you're going to dig through your book and find something just like the C part of ACE that supports what you just wrote up here. The protagonist is having a problem. Here is the text evidence that supports that. Okay? The main thing also here is MLA citing. So for example, you would put the text here, and at the end, I'm just going to use Bradbury as an example. Okay, so that's what MLA citing is. All right, that is what should be right there. Okay, all right, so you might want to stop the video again and just go ahead and dig through the book that you have. If you don't have your book with you, you can always skip this part, go on Google maybe and find some excerpts from the book, but you can skip this and come back to it. Okay, all right, so go ahead and pause and take a moment to just fill in some text evidence that supports what you just said here. All right, now we're headed to the last half of our paragraph number 2. And right here, it says, this shows that. And again, this is your comment or commentary on how this text shows the problem. A lot of high school teachers don't like this, all right, because it's a little simple. If I were you, I would get out your ACE sheet. Okay, this is where we could look at the ACE sheet and look at the one that says E, okay, and you'll see that there are a whole bunch of different phrases that you could use that probably sound a little bit more intelligent, okay, the author states that or something like that, okay, but again, this is your commentary on how these problems are in the novel, okay, all right, on how this text supports what you just put up here. So again, it's like a big old stack. Here is the A part, the C part, and the E part. All right, here we go to the very last one here, okay? And this is a little bit different, all right? This is not a book report. This is you trying to get someone to want to read this book, okay? Sell the story, create a cliffhanger. If you're not sure what a cliffhanger is, you may want to Google some good examples of a cliffhanger and see what could be. But for example, in the book that I'm reading, I might say something like, will Clark be able to survive the dystopian future he's now existing in when there are raiders outside of the airport that he lives in? I might ask a crazy question like that. All right, so the question is usually a great way to get the reader to read the novel and find out how it turns out. All right, so that is your entire second paragraph.